good stuff, Carolyn. I'm feeling your vibrations, okay, through the Zoom screen.
Okay, good.
Hello, Brains, and welcome to On the Edge with April Mahoney. Right here, this is the spot. See? Where the conversation is pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are never dull. I keep always pointing my finger wrong. This Carolyn Priest from Australia. She's going to teach us about vibrational practice. So what does a vibrational practitioner actually do? What does that mean to work with light and energy? Is there sound? Is there meditation? What is the process that she goes through to work with her clients? Again, she's a light work. It's called Light Work. You're the founder of Light Work, correct?
No, I'm the founder of Follow Bliss. It's light working, so it's working with the energy, with we are divine light beings, so it's working with that.
Wow, I'm excited. So, Brace, check this out. Carolyn was the lucky winner of one of my contests. Now, you guys think I'd be shucking and jiving. I'll put a contest out there. If you participate and me and my team is feeling your vibe, you could win. I've done everything, taking people on yachts. I've taken them out to dinner, taken them to the plays. I've given them pro bono interviews and a campaign blitz. Haven't I, Carolyn?
Absolutely, April. It was so much fun to join that competition. I had no idea what I was going to win. Oh. I was just sitting at work one day and it popped up on the Facebook feed. So yeah,
that's what I try to do. I want to make you happy. I want to give back. I don't want to just be, just a regular old podcast. I really want to interact with my brains and let you know that I value you. So Carolyn, tell my brains a little bit about you and how this modality and this spirituality found you.
Hi, well, April, thanks so much for having me here. I'm really, really excited to be here. So as you mentioned, I'm a vibrational practitioner. It means basically it's working with the energy. So I guide my clients into change by helping them release resistance that they're holding on to. So what that entails, I guess, is just to work with them using different processes through different meditations. I'm able to tap into what I call a vibrational language. Most people call it light language. However, because I believe it's, we're all working with energy, and this language helps me guide my clients as to what they're really needing to release, so that they can become their most true, authentic self, which is a magnificent divine being of light, and that's who we are.
It is, but you know what? It takes so many years to uncover that, and I don't mean to heal from trauma. I mean the evolution of maturity. I'm going into my 60s soon, and there's a different level of awareness. There's a different set of circumstances, life's experiences, health, wellness, finance, all of that. So being able to work in this light and edit and filter, I think is very valuable for people.
Absolutely.
But you have to be open to this type of thing. A lot of times people get energy work and metaphysical work confused with a religious doctrine. They're two totally separate things. Don't you agree, Carolyn?
Absolutely. I mean, they do flow into each other, and everyone has their own belief, what guides them. I guess with the spiritual belief, that's who we are. We are light beings, and we come from a divine source. So it doesn't really matter whether it's religion or not. If the person believes in that and that is helping them, I believe that that's where their authentic self is as well. It's
now you also do a modality for access consciousness, access bars, correct?
I do, yes, absolutely.
So the question to you is, how can it get any better than this, and what else is possible, right?
Everything is possible, April. We are infinite beings, so if you keep asking that question, it also opens up a wider energy flow for you to become more open and receiving. Receiving is a huge, huge thing that humans sometimes don't really accept as much. So
Right.
yeah, absolutely, I do
Now,
use that as well in my practices.
and you follow the teachings of Abraham Hicks, correct?
I do. I've been a follower of Abraham for 12 years now.
Wow.
Um, I've been on Abraham seminars and cruise to the Mediterranean.
Wow.
That came out through pure manifestation. The cruise, I've always wanted to go on a cruise, and I didn't have any money to do that. I asked divine guidance, and I asked the universe to put me on the path and direct me to where I need to go. And funnily enough, and I know this sounds a bit funny, but I had a car accident, but I was okay. But out of the result of the car accident, I ended up getting the money for the cruise plus $500 back, more than what I originally paid for my car.
Wow.
And the universe directed me to find a runaround car to get around in while I was on the cruise. So when I came back from the Abraham cruise, the car was sitting in the driveway for me, and it was just incredible, like being
Well,
in
you're
the
a
flow,
lucky
having
girl.
that feeling.
You're a
Sorry?
lucky girl. You're winning, winning, winning all the way around. You survived a car
Absolutely.
accident. You got a car. You've won the interview. You got on the cruise. Abraham Hicks. That's wonderful. You had a major
Yes.
transformation you told me about in 2013 at 17 years old. What was that about?
Yeah. So what happened to me in 2013 is I wasn't 17, but I separated from a relationship of 17 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I had a major transformation from that point. Basically, I fell into what we all do. We fall into that spin where we just continue to go downwards. And I went to the beach one day. I was at a point of loss, basically. But what happened on that beach was magical. I screamed at the universe, I don't want this anymore. I don't care what happens. And what actually happened was the universe just gave me, well, I know what I am. So what happened was my body was just filled with goosebumps. It was filled with this incredible love. I can't explain it in words. It's really hard to put into words, but I felt home. I felt like I was coming back to a place where I thought I'd lost. And from that moment, that's when all the magic started. That was just my release, surrender to everything was the point where I transformed my life. And from that point, it was like I was no longer the person that I was on that beach. I was a new person. It was
I know.
so
The beach
incredible.
has a way of doing that, to me too.
It does.
I'll sit out
Yeah.
there and I love to talk to the seagulls because the seagulls are, the birds are acclimated to human beings and they come right up to you and we just have a conversation. Birds are smart and they live for a long time. If you were an
Yes,
animal,
absolutely.
if you were a
Sorry,
different kind of animal, what kind of animal would you be, Carolyn?
If I was an animal, I would love to be a bird as
Right?
well. I
Yeah.
love, yeah, I love the feeling of flight, freedom, just watching them in the skies. As you mentioned, the seagulls. We have here in Australia a lot of magpies. Got a lot of friends that are birds,
A lot of
and just
cockatiels too. A lot.
cockatiels. Yes, I used to have a little. It was called a lorikeet. I don't know if you have them over there, but he used to talk had a wonderful character. So yeah,
Wow.
no, beautiful.
That's amazing. What things bring you the greatest joy?
The greatest joy that is going back to nature, is being in the flow with the universe, regardless of where I am, regardless of what I'm doing. I love to just allow that energy to flow. Dancing for me is my connection. So
What
whenever
kind
I
of
get a
dance?
chance, I love dancing. And at the time,
What's your favorite? I saw a video that you had there. You were doing some Latin dancing.
flamenco.
Oh
Yes, I
boy.
dance flamenco. I have been for about 8 to 9 years now. So
Wow.
absolutely love it. Absolutely love
Great
it. Yeah.
exercise. What would you tell a person?
Wonderful.
What would you say to a person that's kind of down on themselves right now, that they have a lot of self-limiting beliefs? They've got a lot of fear and anxiety. What would you say to them? How would you shine your light on them?
I would say that wherever they are right now is perfect, because they have gone to that point in their life so that they can shift. So if they're feeling down, if they're feeling, I guess, going down that rabbit hole sometimes, like we all always do, it's just a matter of knowing that their soul has actually chosen the journey for them. Their soul has chosen the journey so they can expand through this experience. They may not understand it then and there, like me when I had that transformation. But now my experiences, I look at everything in life as an experience, rather than what is actually going on. And I try and find not the reason why it's happened, but I find the lightness of where it's taken me.
Right.
And that's what I would say to them, and just help them, guide them along, release what they're holding on to, because when we hold on to things, we actually bring it more into our life than we do when we're releasing it. So when we surrender and let go completely, we release that energy and we let that go. So it's a matter of just aligning with that rather than what is going on in their life.
And people have to understand, when you make that change, you're changing also. The goal is to change at a cellular level.
Absolutely.
Everything in your body, not just your mindset, but also your physical, the way that you nourish your body, the way that you exercise, the way that you love, the way that you speak, the way that you teach, the way that you interact with individuals. It is a definitely intricate dance that you're doing, much like, the Latin dance that you do. It's a dance, and you've got to move and you've got to spin. So you were part of an anthology. Tell me a little bit about that.
Sorry, what was that?
You were a part of a book, an anthology. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes. That again came by sheer divine guidance. I was part of an organization called Her Story. It's a lady called Gertrude Matchie. She follows the Ubuntu principles, which is like we are one, basically. And part of that experience, I got to write a chapter in a book called Surrender to Bliss, and I do have it here.
Let me see. Okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to hold it up.
Okay.
I want you to hold it still so people's eyes can focus on it when they go to buy it online. You got a little glare. Put it on the other side. You got a little glare, and hold it up. Hold it up a little bit more. There you go. There you go. With your face and everything. Pull it up. I want them to see your name on there. It says Her Bliss, Carolyn Priest. That is beautiful. So what is your chapter about?
Okay, my chapter is about my story of transformation. And as like I said to you about the divine guidance that's just guided me throughout my experiences. I've had magical experiences, like as I mentioned, that I separated from my partner in 2013. In 2014, I actually woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning one morning, and I wrote basically how my life is, like I'm talking to you now. So
Wow.
I wrote about the Abraham cruise. I wrote about my business. I wrote about actually meeting a soulmate, and all those things. There's still a couple more things to go, have come to fruition. So it was an incredible experience. So that's what I wrote. And it was something that I was never expecting. Like, I didn't even know I would be a published author. And I've actually had that opportunity twice, because when I first started, I'm a law of attraction coach, and I studied with Sandy Forster, and again, an opportunity to write a chapter in a book. So, and that was called In the Spirit of Bliss. I have that book if you want to see that one.
Let's see. Absolutely. Let's see it.
Okay. This is my very first book.
Okay, so hold it up and get it out of the glare. Nope, to the other side a little bit. Yeah, there you go. And then hold it up. Oh, look at that. In the Spirit of Bliss. What is it about the word bliss that excites you?
Because we are bliss. That came to me one day when I was trying to work out how to name my business, what I was going to name my business. And a message just popped into my head: we are bliss. And I thought, oh, perfect, because that's what we are. We are divine bliss. And that keeps coming up all the time. So In the Spirit of Bliss was not my title, that was Sandy Forster's title. And when I saw that, I thought, well, I have to be involved because it's bliss. So
exactly, it spoke to you.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, Carolyn, you are an amazing woman, and I'm so glad that you are in a happy space. I see that smile on you. It's radiating through the Zoom screen, Brains. Do you see that? And again, law of attraction. I'm a manifester, so I understand what it is to get a download. I understand what it means to take action. I understand what it is to take responsibility. When you take responsibility for your actions, everybody's not going to like it. But because I don't do it the way that you say do it, doesn't mean that I haven't had a learning because of my own experience. And each one of us, Brains, is going to have a very individual experience. But if there is someone that can help you, to guide you through the light, to walk with you, to understand, to empathize with you and coach you, I can't see a finer person to contact than Carolyn Priest.
Oh, thank you.
And, I'm feeling, like she felt lucky. I feel lucky to have had her here on the edge. So, Carolyn, please tell my Brains how to get in contact with you. Your books are on Amazon, how they can get a copy and make a purchase.
The books, unfortunately, aren't on Amazon, but if they contact me directly, I can organize a copy.
Okay.
It's because it's through her story, so that's one of them I can organize.
Okay.
So
you can get those over here to the U.S. because I'm telling you, it's been a nightmare trying to get international stuff.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm sure we can work out a way.
Good. Yeah. And what's your website?
So my website is www.followbliss.com.
Okay, Brains, follow your bliss here on the edge. I need you to go in and like, love, subscribe to Carolyn on Facebook and social media, as me as well, so that we can keep you informed and we can make your life blissful too. Thank you, Carolyn.
Thank you, April. It's been so much fun.
All right. Bye, Brains.
Bye.